The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
But thank you all for joining us. Thank you. It's been a lot of fun.
Do you have a hankering for horror knowledge?
We have such sights to show you.
Do you require raging retro reviews? Do you desire discussions with devastatingly dashing dorks? The Dorkening Podcast Network has nearly 30 shows to satisfy all of your nerdy, geeky, and dorky needs. From horror reviews and celebrity interviews.
Hi, I'm Adam Green, the director of the Hatchet films and the star of Holliston.
Hi, this is Dominic Pace, who played the bounty hunter Gecko from The Mandalorian.
Hi, I'm Mike Price. I'm a writer on The Simpsons. I co-created F is for Family.
Hi, guys. This is Dee Wallace from E.T. and Cujo.
Hi, my name is Kurando Mitsutake, director of Gun Woman and Karate Kill.
Hi, this is Samantha Newark, the voice of Jem and Jerrica from the original Jem and the Holograms cartoon series.
As well as nostalgic trips into the past, pop culture, the latest in entertainment news, and so much more. Featuring a variety of shows and hosts that will simultaneously enrage, enlighten, and entertain you. Check out the Dorkening Podcast Network.
My mom says I'm cool.
Available on iTunes, Spotify, thedorkening.com, and wherever fine podcasts can be found.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for, and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. We're throwing you off. We're a little early this week, and all for awesome reason. My name is Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard over here, and, we have a kick-ass guest tonight. But as always, Benjamin, how's it going, bud?
Oh, good. You threw me off too. I was trying to fix my backdrop. As you can see, it's a little fuzzy.
Yeah, a little. But
it's all good.
I think you're a little fuzzy.
Well, yeah, every week.
I'll second that.
Yeah,
hey, nobody asked you.
Fuzzy's good. So, welcome everybody. We were an hour early tonight, but that's okay. I'll get to dinner on time. Right? So we have an awesome guest. The show's going to be quick, so let's just bring her right in. Let's welcome Naomi Grossman.
Hello.
She's like, hello.
Hello,
Welcome
virtual
to
world.
the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
It's an honor. So I'm just going to go right back. You went to school at Northwestern University, right?
Mm-hmm.
And graduated as a theater major. So as a theater major, did you do theater?
I did.
Imagine that.
Northwestern has a really amazing theater department. You would be shocked at the list of alumni. There's you name it. Granted, now that I think about it, a lot of the really famous ones have dropped out, but Seth Meyers was at school with me. Actually, he was a year ahead. His brother Josh was a year behind me. He was on Something About Your Mother. What was that show? Something. Anyway, whatever. You can imagine
How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother. You can imagine Christmas at the Myers house. Anyway, the point is, it's Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Stephen Colbert, Warren Beatty, Charlotte Rae, Charlton Heston, David Schwimmer,
name drops.
Yeah. It's a big theater. Theater majors do theater at Northwestern. Yes. And then they go on to do big things in Hollywood.
Very cool.
Excellent. So I read somewhere that you actually, I know you speak 3 languages, and you learned the language because you had a crush on somebody. Is that true?
What we do for love, right?
Right?
Yeah. Well, so while I'm name dropping, for the Brazilians listening, Bruno Campos was a theater major with me, doing theater. In fact, I remember he had this really sexy role where he had to pick up my roommate at the time, pick her up and throw her around a stage. Anyway, I was very jealous, and the only way to get her back was to take Portuguese, because you have to understand he was actually already a totally established actor in his home country of Brazil. And I knew this only because I had been an exchange student in Argentina before. And so, I knew, knowing something about, South American entertainment, I was kind of privy on, things that were hip there that maybe weren't here yet. But so I knew what a big deal he was. And and I said it. I said, y'all don't know, but just watch. He's going to go on to, move to Hollywood and do big things. And he did. He was, if people remember, he was on that show Jessie. He played Christina Applegate's love interest. Anyway, The point is, yes, I thought that if I just took Portuguese, he would maybe tutor me and we'd fall wildly in love and I'd have a billion Brazilian babies. None of that happened. I learned Portuguese though.
You didn't get any.
I got none.
To stay on that line of thought, that brings up, something I noticed in my research. You were on multiple episodes of Destination Truth as a translator.
Oh, yes.
Why? Wait a minute.
This is why I really hope I never become really, really famous, because then people they will look up stuff like this and I will be ruined.
Ruined? I love Destination Truth.
Really?
I do.
Okay.
Josh Gates is awesome.
Yes, Josh Gates is awesome.
You've not traveled the world with him. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Everyone now the internet's on fire. It was a joke. No, but you do really get to know somebody when you not just travel with them, but when you look for chupacabras with them.
Right.
That's how you really get to know someone.
That is true.
So how did that those sessions go? Did you see anything? It's probably.
I mean,
here comes the dork.
It's not a secret that these reality TV isn't exactly real, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that was an acting job. I know I was just a translator, but I was acting. No, I mean, I was, listen, that was fun time. Like I'm a true wanderlust. Like you can pay me with, trips. I can be bought as far as travel is concerned. So I had, Mant Brothers Productions that produced that, offered me a trip to Argentina and Brazil and all sorts of other spots. And yeah, I'll look for mystical beings and, werewolves and chupacabras and all kinds of other things I don't actually believe in. Yes. You can question my integrity.
There's something under that rock.
Yeah, we won't be talking about it on the internet or on the radio 10 years later or anything.
I love watching those shows, but it's true. It's like, they never find anything, it's
until that one day.
Well, that's why I enjoy shows like Ghost Hunters and stuff like that, because the local guys, because Jason Hawes is a local guy here. They as they're looking for stuff, they're like, well, there was a sound, but oh wait, no, it's the boiler going off every half an hour, So when they actually do find something, it's more, believable. We got a bunch of people watching, so if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. And I want to remind everybody tonight we're talking about the movie Bite Me, which comes out on VOD this week. It's going to be out the 8th, I believe. And we have information in the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. And,
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I was going to ask about the Sky Sharks.
Yep.
I'm telling you. So that it came about. By the way, we have to talk about Bite Me, because if they watch this and they're like, what is she doing? She's talking about literally like the lowest points in her career, like whatever happened to her.
No, wait a minute. I'm a shark fanatic. I watch every shark movie I possibly can.
But have you seen Sky Sharks?
Yes, I have.
But have you seen them flying in the air?
I've seen them coming up out of the sand.
Okay, but are they animatronic run by Nazis?
Right.
So that happened because I was at a horror convention in Germany, like you do, and we're all kind of getting drunk at the bar. There's like, Freddy Krueger here and Jason Voorhees there, and we're all, having German beer, and of which I can only handle like one. And but they, so they're like, yeah, we're shooting this movie, want to be in it? And Freddy Krueger's like, I'm in it, and Joseph Voorhees is in it. And so I'm like, yeah, of course, I've had a whole beer, let's go. And so we did. We went and I did like a day on this very silly, totally green screen movie, which, again, I'm going to hope it becomes one of those things that we all just like, can you believe that? Shit. So, yeah.
The reason
no regrets.
No,
you shouldn't have any. I mean,
everything is a stepping stone. That's the way you have to.
I've just taken a lot of detours. Is what you're saying.
Well, the rocks.
The reason why I know of it is actually we've had Jan Birch on a bunch of times, and he's been telling us about that movie for the longest time, and I think it just came out recently, so it finally came out. So
that'll be a cult classic one day.
Yeah.
It will be.
Right. Yeah. Right before they
like,
all drink the Kool-Aid and kill themselves, they'll watch that.
Juliet says, I will chat with you on Cameo. You have a Cameo? That's awesome.
I do. I'm not kidding. I love Cameo. I don't talk to my own friends. Like, if you want to talk to me, book me on Cameo. No, I'm kidding. No, but it's true. I have people that, like, I have like regulars on Cameo who were just like, just talk to me, Naomi. Like, what's going on? How's the love life? What, how was yoga today? And I'll just run my mouth, for a fee.
Awesome. For a fee. For a fee. You can buy her with tricks.
I mean, I got to make it worth it to me. My own friends don't pay, so.
So I have another question for you. What is your favorite scary movie and why?
Rosemary's Baby. Probably because I'm an architect's daughter, and so I love design and everything that is sort of 1960s mid-century mod aesthetic is sort of my jam, and so I just love the whole look of that. It's also a female-centric story, and so I think I relate to it in a way that some of these torture porn, really kind of macho movies don't.
And it's a classic.
Right. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
that was a test to see if IMDb was correct.
Yes, did it say that?
Yes.
Well, I will say you will get an IMDb credit for being here tonight.
Oh, very good.
Yes. They accepted us 3 years ago when we started, and so.
Congratulations. I was number 1 on IMDb once.
We were going to get to that. Everybody keeps stealing my question. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I have an award, actually, I'm looking at right now that they gave me a little statue for that. And so, yes, hopefully this credit will skyrocket me back to number 1.
I doubt that highly, but maybe.
You never know if it's a slow week, if nobody dies, if no one, changes their face.
True.
It can happen.
Where can they find out about our great guest?
Well, you can find out more information in the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. Juliet says, remember Pepper the Exterminator?
I don't.
I remember Pepper.
But then I kind of got some COVID brain. I
Don't we all? I mean, it's like
right.
Yeah.
So I know we do. We definitely have to talk about the newest endeavor, which is Bite Me.
Yes.
So why don't we have the trailer, Leo?
We do have the trailer.
Run it for Run it for our fine fans.
Okay, here we go. So Bite Me comes out on VOD February 8th, and you can find information in the show notes up above or down below, but here we go.
My name is Sarah Woods. I belong to the House of Twilight. We are a collective of independent vampires.
Sorry, what?
We're not supernatural, obviously. We have been under investigation by the IRS, and we have just received a ruling that we are not a legitimate church.
Independent vampires. Can you tell me what that is?
We need to feed on energy to stay healthy.
And how?
We drink blood.
Ooh.
Who are you?
My job is really boring. Ulysses is my favorite book. I like The Bachelor. It's my favorite TV show.
You're kind of a weirdo.
Many real vampires hide their darker natures from people at their jobs.
What is your job?
I'm a kindergarten teacher.
Of course you are.
I thought that maybe you liked me, which was stupid, obviously.
I do like you.
No, you don't.
That first night, it was so real. It was like I knew something about you, about us.
I only just met you.
I know, I wasn't gonna say anything because I didn't want to sound like some lunatic stalker person. You know what? I don't care. I want to be your lunatic stalker person.
You don't date for 8 years. We have to go. And now you're making eyes at that guy? Is there a woman in your bedroom?
We had sex. Do you know how much trouble I could get into? You have no idea what it is like to have people stare at me from the second I leave my house.
Maybe they're staring at you because you are yelling in the middle of the sidewalk. Hello.
You think that this isn't going to go the same way it always goes?
No, I don't. You make me want everything I thought I was better than.
Sarah!
So you want to go out with me, but I have to be a secret?
No, because you just, until your audit case is closed, you just...
And after the audit's over?
No, you just met you.
Fine.
Wait, you're not going to bite me, are you?
We don't bite. It's not sanitary.
That's right then.
So Bite Me comes out on VOD February 8th. There we go.
Yep. It was awesome. We had the pleasure of seeing the screening of it, and
Yes.
I watched it this morning, actually. It was fantastic.
I watched it last night.
I would have named it Suck Me, but because there's no
Look at her face.
I think that's a different movie. I think that's on. I think
that's not on Vimeo.
That's on adult Vimeo.
That's on Pornhub.
That scene when you were trying to eat the cereal with the fangs was hilarious.
That was just real. They just put the fangs in, and I tried to have some cereal.
And it just, we
And
can't
it
give
was
away
ridiculous.
too much because we want people to go watch it. But like Jeff said, I watched it last night, and usually we get a lot of screeners that we get to watch, and I can sometimes make it through most of them, but I actually was like the whole time. It was extremely entertaining for me.
Oh, good.
You know,
I don't think the fact that I have cereal is a spoiler.
No,
Yeah.
but I was just putting that out there for the three of us that have watched it.
Right.
Well, more or less to remind myself to.
Right. I'll get some people to watch it with this statement right here. I'm not a huge vampire fan for vampire movies and stuff, but if a vampire can bend like that, I'm all in.
You know, I think they were like, you know, listen, Chrissy is not just a vampire. You know, drinking blood it's kind of like her diet. You know what I mean? It's not like, you know, just because I happen to be, you know, a meat eater versus vegan or whatever, that's not your personality. You know what I mean? It's just part of who you are. And so, like, she's bound to have hobbies, right? There are other things she does besides just, you know, drink blood. So why not yoga, right? So yeah, they decided to, you know, pepper that in.
That was good.
That was cute.
Yeah,
good one. I like that. So,
And it's not your traditional vampire movie, you know. It's you know, just a rom-com with a great story, you know, and
it's
just
a romantic story.
a romantic story, but you have the IRS that's trying to, you know, just shut them down, you know.
Yeah, fuck the IRS.
I think.
Listen, I've been audited twice, and no one so charismatic or cute as Christian Coulson. Like, I wish some Harry Potter TV star had audited me. It was not that.
Right.
It was not this pleasant. Let me tell you.
Well, just
But it's true. These vampires are special. They're not supernatural. They're not dangerous per se. They just you know, they've derived their energy from blood, which I buy it. Like, I don't personally, but like I know, having just, you know, well, haven't quite survived yet, but you know, surviving COVID times, I know I personally, you know, derive my energy from other people. So right now I'm like feasting right now. And so yeah, I see that 100%.
It was a fantastic movie, and I recommend it to everybody.
Absolutely.
Oh, I
really
love
enjoyed
that.
it.
And it's
I really
perfect for
enjoyed it.
Valentine's Day, don't you think?
Oh, it is.
It
actually
absolutely.
is. You know, a little
It's-
bit of red
it's
for
sweet.
Valentine's
You know, we
Day.
haven't seen movies like this in a while. Like, it was sort of, you know, Nora Ephron was the last time we saw like a Harry Met Sally, like a, you know, fish out of water, fall in love kind of film. And so I think we're overdue, and I'm happy it's out.
very cool.
Excellent.
Yeah,
I wanted
again-
to ask you something about right after you get out of school. You were on an episode of Sabrina, the Teenage Witch. What? How was that? I mean, was that
well,
one of your first gigs after school?
right after school, yes. I mean that I want to say it started as a little like background extra gig, but then because I was so loud, they had to upgrade me to a co-star. Yeah, I mean I was playing a cheerleader, and I mean I know, having been a cheerleader myself at one point, and I was terrible at it, by the way. I was just loud. And so they were like, well, technically that's what we need. We need someone to be loud from the sidelines. And so, yeah.
Guess what? We need a cheerleader shark movie. Sorry.
That's a niche. We haven't seen a lot of those cheerleader shark movies. Yeah.
Oh, I'm just glad you didn't say vampire shark. Just, you know.
Did you have a
get
chance
everybody to shake their heads?
Did you have a chance to check out the reboot of Sabrina?
I did not. I haven't.
It's pretty good. They went really dark. It's more based off of the comic book.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, matter of fact, they got sued by the actually, speaking of religion, the Satanists, because of the depiction of one of their idols in the show.
The Satanists. Sorry, if I had $1 for every time I said the Satanists, no, but they were very upset with well, maybe not me personally, but their depiction in American Horror Story Apocalypse. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you recall, I knocked on the door of our Antichrist. I was one of like the 3 wise men who came and followed a dark star from the north, or whatever it was. And yeah, they didn't like that. But I mean, I really tried to do my due diligence. I read the Satanic Bible cover to cover, which honestly, there were things I really related to. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to freak out all the Christians watching or listening right now, but the fact is there's. Well, I don't know. I'm just saying.
I was going to say, wait a minute, Christians watching and listening to us?
We did say we weren't going to discuss religion, and here we are. But
yep.
No, there's this like hedonistic vibe to Satanism, which I was like, hell yeah, I'll have another. Like so part of me is like as a kind of party girl and bon vivant, I'm like, I could get behind some of this.
Well, you went all in that.
Stabbing virgins part, maybe not so much, but
right. But
but again, that was more the American Horror Story part.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you shaved your head to get in that, right?
Yes, for Pepper, yes. Not for the Satanists, but yes.
Right, but for Pepper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Satanist was Apocalypse. That was Samantha
Crowe. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, because you were the first one to actually play 2 different parts on American Horror Story.
That's right. Your AHS trivia.
He's got show notes. Who's he shitting? I do too, but I couldn't find what I was looking for fast enough, so I had to guess.
Well, it does say still toking above you, so
it does.
Right.
So you're kind of like pardoned if you say something a little spacey.
Yes.
See, there's another one, Stone Sharks. That'd be a great flick too.
Stop it.
Stone vampire cheerleader sharks.
There you go.
That fly.
And we thought there weren't any more original ideas in Hollywood. I don't know why that hasn't been done.
Because the person that walked in got thrown out.
I want to learn more about the Groundlings.
Okay. What do you want to
Look
know?
at his face. He just stopped. It's like he lit up.
Well, no, I didn't realize that. So I love Saturday Night Live, but I'm not like a super fan where I know like the history and everything. But so the Groundlings foster a lot of the Saturday Night Live members.
Yeah, I am a super fan that knows all that history. I was obsessed with that show for a very long time and based my entire mental health on getting on it, which never happened. But yeah, I mean, the Groundlings is sort of this breeding ground for talent on SNL, and or at least it was for a while. You know, they had, I mean, you name it. Phil Hartman, Lisa Kudrow, Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, it's Pat, that character started at the Groundlings. I want to say Pee Wee Herman started at the Groundlings. Elvira was at the Groundlings. Like these, they're really known for big over the top characters. I mean, let's face it, Pepper is a big over the top character. And while she has no place at the Groundlings, because let's face it, she's, it's horror and really actually one of the most dramatic stories in the entire AHS. That her origin story is one of the most heartbreaking in the entire, series. Mm-hmm. But, the fact is I kind of cut my, what do you call that? What's that expression? Cut my chops, chop my cud my
cloth.
Yeah,
Cut your teeth?
Cut my teeth. I cut my teeth and the cloth and the cud and all of that at the Groundlings, doing, very big over the top characters. And so, while Pepper wasn't necessarily one of them, I think that's, when I was cast in that role, I was kind of an obvious casting choice. And, I say that, and obviously it worked out for me, but, the fact is they needed an improviser, right? Because that's the Pepper role was improv essentially, because let's face it, I didn't have a lot of dialogue. Like I was sort of this monosyllabic grunter who came in once every episode and, said like rats or, play with me. And that was it. So I needed to, fill the space in between. And that was just like being in the moment, being Pepper. And that's improv for you. Right. But also, if they're going to fill your face full of prosthetics, they're not gonna do that to Lady Gaga. They're not, you know what I mean? They're paying a premium for that face and they don't want to cover it up. Whereas my face is very cheap. You can get it for nothing and you can just plaster it with whatever. And it works. In fact, it works better, quite honestly. Like, I am this kind of big, like over the top type. And that's why I think, I come from the theater. I was a theater major, and I'm used to sort of acting to the back row. And the fact is, those prosthetics help. Like I'm able to, if I weren't acting to the back row, I wouldn't be able to penetrate all that plastic, So there's something to be said for it. All these actresses like filled with Botox could never play this part. Like literally it wouldn't even move, you know what I mean? And so, thank God I have my actual face, because I need it to work for me.
Was that the answer you were looking for, Leo?
I don't know. It was the answer to like all the questions other than the one I think you asked.
She did too. She went.
Now you've also written a number of shorts too, right?
Yeah, well, the Groundlings is the Groundlings should have a reality show because it's perfect breeding ground for like a Big Brother or one of those, because it really is. It's pretty dramatic. Like you've got the funniest people, everyone who was ever hilarious in their high school goes there, and then they're like basically on this island where they're being like voted off, every 6 months. And I was eventually booted off the island, and it was really hard, and I quit acting for a good year. But I realized a year later that, again, my happiness was wholly dependent upon me being creative. And so I, got to work, and I decided, to hell with them. Like, if it's just because my material isn't, on Melrose Avenue every Sunday, doesn't mean it can't be on the internet all the time. So that's when I just got busy. I found some of my funny friends and got a camera and somebody to shoot. And so, yes, the shorts were actually kind of born out of my Groundlings days, out of a necessity, because I, like I said, I needed to be creating, and I was sad not to be creating there. But I also realized, it's cliche, but one door shuts, another opens. Like, that destroyed me at one time, but now at the end of the day, I'm actually really relieved to have set my sights beyond Melrose. There's a whole world out there.
Right.
Wow. Excellent. Because I wanted to ask you about An Artist Prepares, which had to do with Amy Winehouse, right? That's a short.
Which hasn't aged well at all.
No.
Well, I love her. I mean, I'm a fan, and it's so sad what happened to her. Obviously, it's tragic. And when I wrote that, it's when I heft a bunch of eyeliner, doing her doing that very, very loose impression. I didn't know that we'd be losing her not that long after. So, that was it was really just a parody on the, because she was such a hot mess. You can just kind of imagine her behind, backstage, freebasing her own, makeup. But yeah, now we know she probably actually was, and that's why we lost her.
Right.
So.
Well.
So you paid homage to somebody that you really like before you really knew what was going to happen. That's kind of cool.
And now I have people trolls on the internet that are like, "How dare you?" And I'm like, "I'm one of you," but that's okay.
It's going to happen no matter what you do.
Again, It's all yoga. I am you, you are me. Oh, well, what you gonna do? I'm kind of Satanist. What can I say?
Oh, my.
Wow. So you were actually born and raised in Denver, right?
Indeed.
Someplace I haven't had the opportunity to visit yet. So should I assume that you were raised on skis? Did you ski?
Yes. Interestingly, my parents owned my dad was an architect, so we had a Taos house, which is a really cool little community. Taos is a town 5 hours south of Denver, with also fabulous skiing. And so I actually learned to ski more in New Mexico than in Colorado, ironically. But like I said, it also has fabulous skiing. It's just they're not as loud as the Coloradans are, if that makes sense. Colorado loves to talk about how great their skiing is, and New Mexico is just a little more.
Yeah, we got it.
They're more chill. Yeah, we ski. What?
So do you still ski?
I'm embarrassed to say I was just home for a good 3 weeks in Taos. And no, I didn't ski the entire time, which is terrible. But, as we get older, we get more afraid. And I can't afford to like.
Yeah, it hurts when you fall down.
Yes.
And it doesn't heal overnight anymore.
Exactly. You know, I don't have very far to fall, so that's I'm pretty fearless. And you know, like I said, when I'm so close to the ground, I feel like, you know, what's 5 feet? But yeah, I also really hate the cold.
Well, yeah,
so
right.
That's a problem. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I beelined it for Los Angeles and, you know, never look back. But
Ben, I do apologize, but I need to ask because it's who I am.
You know, I had all these questions written down. Jeff hammered some of them. She answered them without me even asking, and then so I'm just kind of like, you know what? Fuck the show notes.
Well, I have a dorky question.
I already know
what it is.
Be my guest.
This is the dorkening, is it not?
It
is. Yeah, the network is the dorkening. Yes.
Okay.
So
let it rip.
Dork away, Leo. Dork away.
I saw a picture of you in the 66 Batmobile. Are you a fan?
Yes. Well, yes. That was at a Comic-Con recently. Actually, a couple. I was at the Albuquerque Comic-Con as well as the El Paso Comic-Con. Both of which have the I think it's ABQ Batmobile. They're just they're everywhere, and you know, and I love a photo op, so I think I'm probably more of a fan of getting my picture taken than the actual movie, to be fair, but yeah.
Well, so what are other than Saturday Night Live, since we know you're a super fan, what do you dork out about? You know, do you like the Marvel movies? Is there, you know, certain shows that you have to watch every week? You know, you watching Book of Boba Fett?
No. Interestingly, I say everything interestingly as if it's so interesting. Sorry. I just noticed that that's like a thing I do, and I need to stop it.
It's your catchphrase.
Well, listen, you'll tell me if this is interesting or not. I am not a nerd at all. Like I would not be going to Comic-Cons if I weren't thrust into the center of them. I don't actually, I don't want to say I don't love Marvel movies, because if Marvel is watching, call me. Like, you know, like I would die to have, you know, to be a superhero in a superhero movie, but I don't want to watch them. You know what I mean? I just want that paycheck. That said,
she is pretty honest.
Yep.
No, I mean, that's how you become an A-lister right now. You do a superhero movie. So yes, while I want that path, I don't. I that's not my genre per se. What I geek out about, you know, I'm a chick. I like chick flicks. I can't say I've watched the new Sex and the City reboot, just because I'm really behind on all my television watching. But you know, I loved that show back in the day. You know, I love like Orange is the New Black was another one that I really loved, you know, because it's like, again, I like to see women. Like I'm not a lesbian. I just like to see parts I could play. Like I want to see me up there, and I could totally be in jail. No, but I could, you know what I mean? Like those girls were messy. They were flawed and dirty and had hearts of gold, and like I don't know, I related to so many of them, and I love that it was a comedy and a drama. You know, one year it was up for best comedy, the next best drama, and I think it deserved for both. So I mean, that's the kind of thing I geek out about. I also I love all things Sacha Baron Cohen. He's just my spirit animal. Like that is a career I wish I had. You know, I wish I could just head out with a camera and a really great set of lawyers and just get sued all over town. Like that just sounds awesome. Like his life, you know what I mean? Or his, just what he does. I also, I've just been inspired by so many comedians like, Lily Tomlin and Gilda Radner and Carol Burnett and Tracy Ullman. I mean, some of these, sketch comedians, these actresses that are just total chameleons that, take you on a journey. that's my Boba Fett or whatever.
So,
Jeff, we are at time, so I do need to wrap things up. Did you have?
Yeah, we've got about 4 minutes and she's got to do something. So.
Yep. So I want to remind everybody that Bite Me comes out February 8th. You can check in the show notes above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. I'll just scroll through a couple quick pictures real quick. Definitely check it out. It's an awesome movie. And Naomi,
I can make them wait 10 minutes, by the way.
Okay. We're good with that.
It's okay. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I just had one.
That means she's having fun.
I just had one last question for you.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Did you enjoy the voice acting that you did? You did it once for a video game. Did you enjoy that?
Yes, I'd like to be doing more of it. I hope Marvel is watching. I hope all those voice, every animated show is listening to this right now. I could totally be doing voiceovers and I'm not. Like I thought it was a blast. I did you're referring to the Mafia series.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitive Edition, which came out last year. Or no, I guess it was 2020. Anyway,
2020,
COVID, it's all a blur. But yes, I love getting, crawling out of my bed and in my jammies, stumbling to my closet and cranking out some voices. I wish I did it more. And this in particular was really fun, because I got to do all my Chicago accent, which I remember from when I lived in, went to Northwestern. And, they had me falling out of cars, we're going 30 miles an hour. Okay, now we're going 60 miles an hour. Now we're going 90 miles an hour. And, you shout, you fall out of the car different, depending on the velocity. So, that was a blast. And I just wish I did more of it because it's obviously something I can and should be doing. But I just think I should I think I should be making more money with less effort. That's all.
Well, yeah, we all think that.
Well, and video games is a great way to go. There's a ton of new games constantly coming out with strong female leads. We got one coming out in a couple weeks.
Well, I got a face for it. Why not?
A lot of the video game voice actors are becoming, just cultural icons as well. The guy that voices Red Dead Redemption, the new one, I see him like everywhere. It's crazy. So, yeah.
Well, and it's not just the video games. It's all these new animated films and all this kind of stuff too.
Right. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll have to get her to voice over when we get Toking with the Dead animated.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right now
that'll work. She can do the screechy frog.
The screechy frog. There's no screechy, dude. There's no frog in it. What are you talking about?
Well, there's no vampire, but now there is.
Oh, so you're gonna make me write a screechy frog into this?
Well,
oh my God, I can't with this guy anymore.
Well, it could be a whiny cat. Oh, we already got one of those.
Yeah, we do.
Frogs are big this week. Baby Yoda was eating a frog. So.
Oh, geez.
Oh, that's probably
thanks,
why
Leo.
I got it in my head.
Okay. On that note, like I said, I want to remind everybody, definitely check out Bite Me. It comes out February 8th, and you can find all the information shown us up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. Naomi, where do you like fans interacting with you on social media?
Where?
Yeah, where? Like, do you prefer Facebook, Instagram? Are you doing TikTok?
Yeah, all of the above. I mean, I prefer Cameo, but we already discussed that. No, but I mean, obviously, if people really want to interact, that is the place. But yeah, no, but I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram and I'm on TikTok. I love TikTok, actually. I've got a pretty rabid following there, which is really fun. I mean, I actually understand it. Like I'm like, if my age group, like I shouldn't be this person. I shouldn't be this old and on the platform and yet and you know, thriving on it, no less. So it's great pride for me, you know. My friends, you know, teenagers like know me from TikTok more than, you know, anything else I've done, which is interesting.
That's awesome. You might
They're like,
also...
oh my God, you're that lady who does the like 15 seconds of, you know, I'm like, no, I'm like so much more than that, but okay, whatever.
Right.
You mentioned, you know, you have a rabid fan base on Cameo, you know, a lot of regulars. You might want to think about doing, you know, maybe like a weekly, you know, show, put it behind a paywall like Patreon or something like that, you know, get people, you know, to subscribe and just chat with them every week.
You know, that's interesting. That's an interesting idea. I do that actually. I just have, it's not formal. But yes, if people want to join my Patreon, it is a very intimate little group, and we do little like Zoom calls, and I chat with them. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, it's a perk, you know. Yeah.
Very cool. And I'm sure we have that information in the show notes. Jeffrey.
Yes.
To be fair, though, I will say this: my patrons are super fans, and I love them and I want to talk to them. Like, it goes both ways. It's not just, you know, they're paying me to, you know, no, it's like they believe in me, they want to support me, and I want to, I appreciate that, and I want to give back, and it's so it's 100% mutual, and I love them. Like, I consider those fans my friends, you know.
I'll look you up on TikTok. That way I can be a troll.
But you know, a lot of, you know, people are starting to do that, you know, like Kevin Smith, he does that every week, and, you know, he has his own, you know, Patreon subscription service, and you know, there's another podcast I listen to as well. So it's definitely, you know, a way a lot of people are going. And, you know, for your fans, it gives them, you know, like a place to have, you know, a really close conversation with you. So I think is awesome.
Well, I mean, it's not, definitely starting, it wasn't trying to be some like money grubby. I mean, don't get me wrong. It started at the top of the pandemic when all my Comic-Cons were canceled overnight. And I thought, how you know, how these fans going to get their Pepper autograph? How am I going to get paid? So that's when it started. But yeah, I mean, I've had to change the way I think about things, just because, like, for example, I have a new one-woman show that I'm probably going to have to crowdfund, which part of me feels totally soul-sucking. But the other part of me has to realize, like, no, actually, people want to see this show. And the only way we can make it happen is to pay for it. And so if that means, you know, you give $1, if that means you buy a perk for $20, like, people they're happy to do that. They want this content. And this is how this, if anything, gives them some ownership. Like, I helped make this happen. And so it's how you want to frame it in your mind,
Right.
So I've decided this is not like bleeding fans this is giving them what they want, because honestly, like, my time is worth something, and I can't just like run my mouth endlessly for free. Although you wouldn't know that on this podcast.
Awesome.
I was going to say that. I mean, that's why we started what we did. It was in the pandemic, and in the February of 2019, Jeff and I had 17 events booked, and every one of them canceled.
2020.
No, was it 2020?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, even I'm lost. 2020. Why am I full screen? You got to go back to Jeff. Look now I'm fading into the screen.
Jeffrey.
Yes. You can find me on Facebook. The best way to get in touch with us is stilltoking.com. Everything you need to know about what we're doing, that's where you're going to find it. If you want to rewatch this show, or for those that have come in late, it'll be up on the website in the next day or two, typically. Tomorrow morning, as is all our previous shows with all our previous guests. So, Naomi, thank you very much. This has been a pleasure. You're a hoot. I'm showing my age. And you talk about TikTok. I mean, I'm 58 years old. I just got a TikTok account. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Follow me.
I think I have 3 followers.
But the company's had a TikTok since it came out.
Okay.
Good.
Because I did that.
Right. But I will make it a point to go follow you, so I won't troll you. But
Yes, you will.
Cool to watch.
Yes, you will.
Thank you.
But you'll just have to pay next time to talk to her. That's all.
No.
Oh, no. I get paid.
You get paid?
Yeah.
For what?
Oh, no, I don't.
I was going to say, for what?
No, I don't.
Geez.
It was a pleasure talking to you all as well. I hope I have not totally alienated all the vampires and Satanists and Christians and all the groups. Again, I am you, you are me. Peace and love. Be receptive. Watch Bite Me, comes out February 8th.
Absolutely.
Follow me. Follow Still Talking, Toking, and thanks for everything.
Cool.
Awesome.
Can you just hang out for a minute while we close the show down?
Of course.
All right, we'll see you backstage.
Benjamin.
So, we want to thank Naomi again for coming out and spending some time with us and having some fun. But to all our veterans and first responders, we want to thank you for doing what you do every day so people like us can do what we do. We'll see you next week. Stay safe.